So, good evening, guys. It's 5:40 p.m. Today is May 2nd, 2022. Today is a Monday. So, I'm not going to discuss the pre-market notes now because I already discussed that in my previous video, my regular video, which is on YouTube, right? So, you have to watch as usual. You have to watch that video first to know the background and context, all this good stuff, the importance of the levels, right? I'm going to scroll through these things, right? And then you can watch this Mbox video. So let's go here, right? So in my Discord, right, so I told the members that today Mbox is not going to give you a clear signal, and even though if it does, it will fail. That is what I said, right? So I said be extra careful, so those are the wordings I have used, right? So it requires more work, in order to get the signals, right? So now I haven't taken any trade based on the Mbox today. Whatever I took the trade here, I shared some of the trades with the text and markers in the Mbox group, but those trades were taken based on the levels and the context, not based on Mbox setup, right? So I just wanted to make it clear. Whatever the trades I shared, it was not driven by Mbox. It was just my trades based on my levels and context and reading. Now I'm going to show you here the Mbox trades based on purely on Mbox. Forget the labels. These are my levels. Forget the labels. I'm going to give you the trade, show you the trades without the labels. If you have a labels, then yes, it is like a lottery. But if you don't have a labels, then it's a late entries. So right of the open, NQ as expected, it got a short from this level, which was our 892 levels, so which is fine, and you can see there is a divergence in delta 323 and 78, right? So makes sense, somebody shorted it, fine, right? And then it went down, right? So on the way down, right, 830 was yesterday's low, Friday's low. So break below, you can take a short with Mbox, right? So here you had a supply, good amount of supply, right? But price reversed. In that case, the expectation is it should go higher then, right? But instead, not enough delta, it got rejection, took out this low, you can short, but it was not a clear signal here, right? But you can play along with this Friday's low line, and then you can short right here if you want to. Otherwise, it can do a failed break. It can do a failed breakdown of yesterday's low too, right? So you need to know the context. What are the likelihood scenarios going into the day? Are we going to have a trend up day today, trend down day, or ping pong, right? So based on our contextual knowledge, the expectation was ping pong day, right? That means we did not take this short, but based on Mbox, all these things, you can take a short because this X control dot to the upside failed here, see that? So you can take the short, and you have a supply coming in, right? So you can take a short, rely on this, but when it went down, you can see it up all the way up, down, minus 184, 312, divergence, you can bail out, okay? And you can even take a long here based on purely on divergence. But if you are looking for a more evidence, right, then let price goes above yesterday's low, Friday's low. The moment it went higher with this much buying coming in and conjunction with this divergence in delta 184 minus 312, you can go long right here, or you can wait for breakout about this and then pull back, but you need to know, whether the day is going to be choppy, then you can go this long, right? Otherwise you just have to rely on this and then take a trade, right? So when it broke out above morning high and then pull back, right, you can take a long right here because it was also intraday VWAP also, or 24-hour VWAP, confluence area after this buying came in, right? So on the way down, very little selling and delta was positive. So that you can make a case at least back to up here, back up to this area, so that trade you can take it, right? That's why there is an arrow here, right? And then it did not work out. So let's say you did not took a profit here, right? then it did not work out in your favor and you got maybe stopped out or break even, whatever, right? Because the day was like that, but there was a trade here and you need to know how much to expect today, so I like to trade level to level, so for me, if I went long here, my target is this and I'm done, which is still almost 50-60 points move, which is good enough, right? Then price went down, right? And then it went higher, right? So my target was, actually I took this trade, here and here, both, real trade, here and here, both, and my target was 970 right here, auto exit. So it depends on how you manage your stop loss, right? So some people think this is double down, right? So that means they assume that I had a stop here, right? And then maybe I did not take a stop loss hit and I added more on the way down, right? That is the assumption. So if I share my trade like long here and then I put a 10 contract here, right? And then put a 10 contract here at this low, right? People may think other way around. Those who are not experienced enough, right? Those who are beginner traders, right? They are so much into stop loss and risk reward and managing the trade, no double down, no doubling up, all those kind of like old school scenarios, right? They have no clue what's going on. They purely follow the rules, which are wrong rules, right? So price going down here doesn't mean that it wants to tank, or doesn't mean that you got stopped out here, right? Stop is not like driven by these lows and highs, if price goes higher, does it mean if I take a breakout I have to put my stop here, and then if it goes here below this stop, then I was wrong? Does it prove that way? No. Actually, if I take this breakout, if price goes below this line, I am wrong and I can cut it right there. Not I have to wait till here and then I take a stop loss hit here. So this is what the newbie does. Traditional people who trade based solely on indicators, right, like Mbox or any other indicators, right, and they basically put their stop right below this low, or this low, or something random lows. But this low in 1 minute could not be a low in 30-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame, this could be the low. So taking out this low doesn't mean anything. It's just based on your chosen time frame, this could be the low. But that doesn't mean that this is the level where you are proven wrong, where the longs are proven wrong. Because just because it went below this, you got proven wrong, and you have to take a stop loss hit. No, it could be a possible scenario. An experienced trader, right, may go long here, but let's say if he usually trades 20 contracts, right, but he can choose to take 10 contracts here to go long because he knows. I'm just explaining you that experienced trader knows what's going on, what is the likelihood scenarios where price may stop. This could be a fake drop down. If the price goes further down, it could be a fake drop down and it may reverse. It could be a fake stop out of these guys, right? He knows, and based on the context he can do a full position here or a half position here, and half he can wait. If price drops, he may add up, not because he's doubling down. He knows exactly where to add it. It's all planned. See my point? So I took the 10 contracts here and then I took the 10 contracts, added more here, not doubling down. I knew that it may not work here and it may fall down a little bit lower to trap the sellers who is trying to short below this low, hoping that price may go straight down here. See my point? So anyway, so I took 10 and 10 here, 20, and I built out at 970. That was my target. It hit the target and then it reversed. See my point? So it was the predetermined target. So anyway, it went down, right? So far, let's say you took this long traditional way, right? You have to bail out here at this high, right? Or you can wait and get a stop out. If you have a stop right here, then you will get stopped out. If you have a stop here, you will not get stopped out, right? And then if you hold it after looking at this breakout, you may think that, hey, now it's gonna go higher, But based on the M box here, you can see there is a 94 here and there is a 207 here. It's a divergence, and you can see buying is reduced a little bit, right? At least you can take a profit here or majority profit here, and the rest you can put a break even right here. You know? Something like that. That's how you have to manage it, right? Based on the M box. Then price went down, right? Even took out this low, right? At this point, what do you think? The sellers are in control? No. Why not? Look at the delta, minus 391. Delta minus 391. So there is a dot here, right? Two dots, right? X control dot. Looks like sellers are in full control here, right? Because supply is there, but look, there is no selling going on. It's a diverging. See? So even though it's selling going on, like it seems like it's a lot of sellers are there, but there is no selling. It's a divergence, right? That means price may reverse back up little bit, and then do ping pong, then come down or go higher. God knows, right? What's going to happen next? But all this price action is showing you the expectation is a ping pong day. That we already knew going into the day, even before these things, right? So a smart person, experienced person, based on the context, he can even go long here without hesitation, because this is enough evidence to go long. See that? And then it went higher here, right? Again back to this VWAP, right? With plus 143 delta, and then pull back plus 17. There is a dot, and then here X control breakout, right? With this supply even higher than this, everything. See that? And delta is flipping. You can go wrong right here. You know. Then manage based off M box, right? So you hold 470, fine. You think it's gonna go to moon, right? Then it came down. This was a Globex high level, right? It paused here. Looks like somebody is interested into buying here, right? You're so good so far, right? Based on M box, you're good. Then it went higher, right? And then it came down here, and then you can see my plus 47. Huge difference. You bail out here, right here. You know, you are this long based on M box, and you can see there is a sell. Buying is gone, right? But when price was doing all this thing here, pausing, right? I was thinking when it was going higher right from here in my Discord, I was telling folks, wait, do not go long. Instead, you look for shorts. You know, so we took the short right here, and here also. You know, there were shorts here and here based on the levels though, okay, not based on M box. Based on M box, there was no short here until all the way up to here. See, this was a short based on M box. Why? Because up to this time when it was going lower, right, there was not enough selling going on. It is all looking at this buying. You do not want to short based on M box. And look at this divergence also going on, right? Look at this supply, it was reducing. So there was no short, right? But there is no long either, because there was not enough buying going on. Here you can see there is a 302, 283, 173, right? Buying was constantly increasing, right? So at this time here, it looks like, you know, buyers are in, right? So you may choose to take this breakout right here, right? But it was already started from here. You need to go for a fresh breakout, launching breakout, not in the choppy range. Price can get a reversal from any point, because by this time you should be able to figure out the day is choppy. If the day is choppy, even though M box shows you a signal here, it is not enough evidence. You know, you need to wait. You need to look for something, you know, like launching point or something. You know, like let's say if this scenario happened here, you know, after balance, I can take this breakout, then this, you know, because it is already exhausted. And then anyway, I wouldn't take this long here, regardless whether it's M box based or not. But when price came down here, right, and then pop back up, you can see here minus 42, and that buying is gone suddenly, right? I would rather short here or wait for this, and then I can see this X control, this balance is broken down, right? And then pop back up below VWAP, I can short right here based on M box. You know, so here there was no X control dot. See that? Here there was no X control arrow, right? The bigger X control dot. and I had a minus 42 delta. Here is a plus 47. See, big difference. So here you can take a short and then you can write it down, right? And then later on there was a long setups too, right? That was, so this was based on Mbox, clear cut. Here based on my levels and reading, this long which I took it here 732, so I took the long here also at 77. I think maybe where did I take it? I think I took the long somewhere here at 776, which is right here, you know. Then I got stopped out. Then I took again another long. I got stopped out. You know, so first long I had a 20-point loss, 8-point loss, 8-point loss. Second long I had a 20-point loss. Still I took the long. At this time I took the long at, I think, where did I take the long? Here, actually sorry, I took the long here, not here, here, you know. It's based on the levels only, okay, and based on the contextual reading, that is not gonna go down tank lot, you know. So so here I took the long 777 or 776 for 8-point loss. I just cut it. Then I took another long at 776, then and then I held it, and then I got stopped out for 20-point loss, and then so it is total 28-point loss, and then again I took the long, you know, at 731 or 2 here, you know, and that damn thing I held it, and I targeted 864, which was 128 point or so, 144 points, net 104 point profit in 3 trades. You know. Now here Mbox was ready to give you a trade right here, you know, because now it had enough price, had enough opportunity. Look at minus 789, 262, 538, right? And then selling was also going on here, but look at these things, minus 96 suddenly gone, minus 45, and now I have a bigger X control dot coming in frequently. See that? And then here straight breakout about this balance, little bit, again breakout, pull back, again buying came in. All this event is, and then I had a bigger supply, bigger buying came in right here, right? So that was your Mbox based law. At least it will go back somewhere into this vicinity again, which is the profit target, you know, and then you are done for the day, you know? So that's how it's supposed to be, you know? So some trades are most of the trades today were level and contextual based, you know? But and for Mbox based trades you have to literally like zoom in order to find the trades, okay? That we one more thing, ES, I took these 2 trades, you know, once at the top of this range top, right, which is at the top, and the one trade which is short, and one trade I took it at the bottom. At the same time when I took that 3 NQ long, right, I took the long in ES, but ES I held it, you know, and then I bailed out at 41.40. This was a sim trade, this was a real trade, okay? And since I don't trade after 11 o'clock, okay, and that be all. But sim or real doesn't matter, you know. It's not about sim or real, it's about the trade location, right? And I already give this trade in Discord, so whoever wants to take it live or trade, they must have taken it, you know? But I don't usually trade in the afternoon, okay? That be all.